Hey everybody, Tony UV, CEO at VerSprite, with a quick threat modeling tip as it relates to how to scope a particular type of security analysis using a threat model. Now, recently I was in a conversation with a fintech company. There was an interesting analysis being done on a third party. And with any type of third-party analysis, whether it be for a vendor risk analysis or a M&A assessment, scoping is always a big thing. Now let's talk about some traditional approaches that do not use threat modeling. Traditionally, in vendor risk or M&A analysis, there is a set of controls that are defined that says, I want to kick the tires on this particular target using these controls or control sets. And so while all that's good, some of that can take a lot of time. And as many of you may know, and if you've ever been part of an M&A sometimes, or a vendor risk assessment, sometimes you don't have time. What does a threat model actually do to help narrow the focus? Well, if you're doing an organizational threat model, so that is a model of threats at the organizational level, you want to be able to say, what are the most likely types of threat patterns based upon the entity's industry association or maybe sub-industry association, data that it manages, technology stack, and overall data flow. So there's about 4 different variables that help to provide as context to then say, which controls do I want to look at? Because I might not have 2-3 weeks or even a week to do my type of security analysis for my business stakeholders. So there's definitely an opportunity to leverage an organizational threat model to really create a blueprint. And I love that word blueprint because it really provides, kind of the boundaries of what I need to look at under a tight time frame. If, for example, I have 2 types of threats that I like to build in organizational threat models. One are threats that are going to be inherent to any industry. For example, if there is infrastructure, there's an opportunity for cryptojacking. Or if there is infrastructure, there's an opportunity for malware propagation. And that might be a threat motive to say, I want to go into your environment to propagate malware. I want to go into your environment to actually mine crypto. So those are regardless of any industry. Specific threats in the threat model might be related to, information compromise, might be related to sabotage, might be related to affecting the integrity of information for downstream business abuse case scenarios. When you build those unique threats within your organizational threat model, and then you define what sort of things are tied to that, your technology stack, etc., then you have a nice blueprint. As an example, today we hear about the 15-year-old Python Tarfile Flaw that's actually affecting, over 300,000 projects worldwide. That's a lot. So, to be able to see the relevance of this, from an attack surface standpoint is to say, am I running this Python module? Then go ahead and fix it. But the big question is, do I do that remediation above anything else that I'm already working on? Right? Your application threat model, in this case, if it's using this particular Python library, is going to dictate that. It'll provide that blueprint, right? The organizational threat model or the application level threat model will dictate, hey, is this something that's tied to threats that I really care about, that I know that are viable, that I also know that have a high impact? Then let me go ahead and reorder my prioritization around this. Hopefully that's helpful. Ask some questions, provide some comments. Definitely interested in seeing if there's more information that you would like. Feel free to visit us on our YouTube channel as well for some nice threat modeling videos if interested. This is Tony UV signing off for VerSprite. Take care.